we do use stats, but we don't. There's so much more we could do, but we don't. And I think the reason why we don't is because we prioritize C tasks, D tasks, and bullshit and distractions. And actually, I genuinely think if an agent could talk me through their next 3 months or even their next 7 days, I think that would be a challenge. Yeah. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%.
That you can literally say, I know you're going to be successful.
Well, you can see it. So again, we're recording this in January, and I would say, what's the saying? Summer bodies are made in the winter. Well, the summer cash pot for estate agents is going to be made in the winter. So these dark, cold, miserable January days, the work you put in now is the money you're going to get paid in 6 months' time.
And the mindset for me today, for an agent to speak to more people, is no one else is doing it.
Yeah, and on that as well, it's a bit like, so when someone, let's say, says to you, and it's flipping the mindset, what's your fee? What does the average estate agent think? Oh, I need to cut my fee because they're questioning my fee. Clearly fee is important to them. No, actually, flip it to a positive. If they're asking your fee, which means that they must have an interest in doing business with you. Yeah. And if you were looking to sell a house, you'd like to know how much it's going to cost you to move. So on the point that you're making there, and something you said in your podcast with Sam and Mike, I can't remember the exact language you used. It was in the trailer. What was it? Was this my job? You said something along the lines of, my job is to have difficult conversations.
Yes. My job as your agent is to have conversations with you that you might not want to hear.
Yeah.
But you need to have, or something along those lines. It's kind of getting that point across that actually, my job isn't to tell you what you want to hear, it's to give you what you need. Yeah.
So a few points on that and what you're saying earlier. So the estate agents who are going to earn the top 1% are those who have the most amount of uncomfortable conversations. If you get to the end of the day and go, do you know what, that was a lovely day. I had lots of lovely conversations. Oh, Matt's nice. Melissa, what a lovely couple. If you don't come away from it going, fucking hell, that's a really tough conversation. So that's where you're earning the money, is in those difficult conversations. And to reiterate the points you've made, telling a seller what they want to hear will win their business. Telling them what they need to hear will get them moved. Mr. Seller, what would you rather I do today? And I think that 2026 is, and I'm completely ripping this off, I can't remember where from, but 2026 is about kindness, not being nice. So I could be nice and say, you've got a really lovely house, but okay, that's nice. The kind thing to do would be, your house is a bit of a shithole and it stinks of dogs. You need to get it professionally cleaned. Now, that's not very nice. No, but I'm being really kind to those people, because telling them that, but no one else will, is actually maybe going to be a difference between them moving or not. So I think the agents who are doing really well, are having lots of uncomfortable conversation. I love the quote that Tom Panos did on my podcast. It was along the lines of...
Is he sponsoring you?
No, but that was huge having him on the podcast, I have to say.
You should go to that. What episode was it?
I genuinely can't remember.
Well, look, Simon, opening the gates to more listings. Go and watch the one with Tom Panos, because it sounds like there's a shitload of gold in that one.
There was a lot. And he said, I'd rather comfort you with a lie than hurt you with the truth. Yeah. And he said that line. I think if you do watch it on YouTube, you probably see me turn to the side and immediately write it down in my notepad. It's like, that's a clip, because it was so true. But too many estate agents are going out there and just telling people what they want to hear, because they want to have an easy conversation and then just walk out there and go, oh, that was all right.
It's funny, really, because let's think psychologically about this. And if you as an agent haven't quite mastered the art of having those clear, assertive, valuable conversations, because I think they are difficult. They're difficult because we're not conditioned to have conversations like that. But if I was to ask everybody that has in a relationship at one point in time, they've probably had a difficult conversation with their partner, and 9 out of 10 times, if not slightly higher, they would have come out of the conversation closer together. Yeah. And, I'm a great believer that actually you're seeking these conversations, because they become less difficult because you're looking at it differently. you're looking at it as kindness. You're looking at it as, if I don't have this conversation, they're not going to achieve their outcome. So this is on me. And I would actually say to a client, there's a conversation we need to have that if we don't have it, you're unlikely to get to your outcome. And that's on me. And I'm really uncomfortable about that. That's quite a nice thing to say, isn't it? It's kind.
If I was looking to sell my house, that's the agent I'd want in my corner.
That's where I was getting to. Thank you for bringing me back. This is why we're such a great team. He's already brought me back and answered questions that I'd forgotten I'd asked. So we're on the right lines here. But that's the point. If, let's say 100 agents are watching this, hopefully a lot more, who would you want selling your home? Would you want you currently doing what you do right now, or the new version of you, which is what we're sharing, which is not to patronize you. This is to say to you that actually the top 1% agents, they approach the difficulties with more ease. And the reason why they're more, these conversations are easier is because they're more aligned with the truth. And because they're aligned with the truth, the best estate agents just know how to tell the truth in a kind of way.
Yeah. And I think on the bits you've said there, is it? Oh God, who's the? Can't remember who it is. Maybe it's Bruce Lee. I'm not scared of the man who's done 1,000 kicks one time. I'm scared of a man who's done one kick 1,000 times. Yeah. Like repetition. And I had SJ Taylor from Greenhouse OS on my podcast, and she said, I think it was PIP, practice in private, perform in public.
Oh man, and that's I've talked about this for years. But how many agents practice in private, and actually, they practice on the public, right? And when you think about the difference that it could make, if you just went to the basics, let's say if you practiced in private for at least 1 hour a week on fees, would you increase your fees by 0.25%?
Yeah.
Right. We can I could guarantee that. So if you want the challenge, let me know. But 0.25% average house price in the UK, you'll know this better than anybody.
280 grand.
So can we round it up to 300 just for ease? What's 0.25% of 300?
750.
I knew he's brilliant. Let's say there's, how would you calculate that back up? So you've got £750 per instruction, higher fees. Now, what's the average estate agent going to complete on in a year? Number. Let's just throw a freaking figure out there.
There'll be variety. There'll be various things on this, but let's just call it 50.
Right, we're going to do 50. You probably know this. See if I can get to the calculator first, though. 50 times
75? It'll be 37.5 grand.
So, for an hour a week, would you want £37,500?
Yeah.
What could you do with £37,500, right? But life is always teaching us lessons, whether it's in your personal world or your work world. There are so many lessons to be kind of aware of. And I think where people get perhaps slightly challenged is that at the minute, I think the economy, news, headlines, there are so many reasons to support the victim mindset at the minute that actually that's where the opportunity lies.